Uh, Hello. The clips happened today. Now I'm a live streamer. I'm just gonna play SSX Tricky. I don't know how long it's gonna be. I have no idea if this audio is even working properly. I'm just winging it. You'll likely just see a stream with like no audio whatsoever. This. Ah. Oh, this just had to be the stage where they had to play Slave Border at the very first time I attempt this. I was just playing this yesterday. I grew up with this game, as a matter of fact. Ah! Cool, a lot of bumps. SSX Tricky, what this game is called. I'm sure a lot of people grew up with this game. First time I got this game was when we got a GameCube, and that was one of the first two games we got. Like 2 or 3 games. One of them was Smash Brothers Melee. It was this one, and then some other game. It's definitely not Mario Party, even though the thought hits. We did play Mario Party a lot. Although we got to a point where we were just playing the mini games, which honestly was for the best. Especially since like the actual board game element is like infamously like frustrating. Ah, there we go. I will say this game is very fun. The controls hold up really nicely. One thing that I'm very quick to criticize with this game, being the second game in the SSX franchise, is the stage design kind of being like you can bump around a lot of time. There's a lot of just like really awkward like jumps, especially when you do get really good with the controls. It starts being like that's kind of the fun of the challenge of SSX Tricky. You trying to like I'm doing show off mode. That's like the quickest way to get a bunch of like gold medals and like boost your character up. Seriously. A lot of the stage design I don't quite really like with this game. It's one thing I think I would absolutely fix if I had game design knowledge, if I ever made a game similar to this. I would make the stages a lot more fun and less like bumpy. But the controls are practically flawless in this game. The stage design is the thing that's like holding this game back from being great, if not superb. It's already a great game, I would say. It's just not superb. I use great and superb in GameSpot like review logic, where it's like an 8 for great, a 9 for superb, 4 for poor, 3 for bad, 2 for terrible, 1 for abysmal, 5 for mediocre, 6 for decent to okay, 7 for good, 10 for perfect. That's just kind of been my brain with like game review based stuff. That's just sort of the model. Even though I don't like trust game reviewer websites, definitely not back at those like at that time, especially. It seemed like game reviewers were like just more reliable at that point. Different time when you could trust a game reviewer on the internet. They didn't feel like they were just extremely stuck in their archetype. It's that something awfulism of just being obsessed with a sweary game reviewer. Game reviewer says bad words equals good, high quality, laugh out loud, funny. Like Conker's Bad Fur Day for like the internet, that was like the peak of like comedy at that point for whatever reason. I guess the internet was as it was starting to develop and becoming publicized, like a lot of like weird kids like myself who grew up on cartoons and kind of like read the world in the context of cartoons just kind of like tried to like the internet was kind of the time when like standards were being like redefined and broken, and like they got like the internet was kind of that thing where you could get away with stuff that television wouldn't let you get away with at the time. Now it seems like the opposite, at least for the time being. It seems like the opposite. Something Zach Hadel of Smiling Friends fame, co-creator of Smiling Friends, had stated with producing, like, developing the show. Already. Oh! Time flies by when you just talk a lot. Alright. Tokyo Megaplex. You're gonna see why when I say the stage design of this game is like not really the best. You're gonna see with like not so much with Tokyo Megaplex, although that's kind of the transition where it does get kind of bad. And then like Aloha Ice Jam is just straight up the hardest stage to get a gold medal in. If you're doing show off, especially for races, it's kind of a crapshoot. As I was saying, with standards were being broken with the internet. Like my point of contention was stuff like Madness, like the Madness combat cartoons by Mr. Kringles, done by a furry who does not have a diaper fetish. Weirdly, I know, but like you could get away with bloody stuff. Like cartoons were getting bloodier, stuff was getting edgier with the internet. Stuff was getting more like deep thought, even though no, it kind of already existed. It's just it kind of amplified stuff from like back in the decades from before. And like with Felix the Cat, that always existed. Like Ralph Bakshi, like adult animation was always like a thing that existed. It just wasn't super common. I think Felix the Cat holds up pretty nicely though, as an adult animation especially. I would imagine it's exactly what people would like assume when they think of like adult animation on like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Felix the Cat. No, is his name Felix? I'm thinking of like no Fritz the Cat. Fritz the Cat. Felix the Cat's the old. It's like the Oswald Rabbit looking thing that was like in Rival to Mickey. Uh, Fritz the Cat. That was like an adult animation. Animaniacs kind of leaned towards that. I think it's like kind of the thing that made the remake of that show. It held it back a lot. I felt like it should have just been like its first stream. I'll hold back on that for the time being. I have a very unpopular opinion with that new Animaniacs remake. Not that it's not a good remake. That's a very popular opinion, as a matter of fact. Felt like a bunch of boomers made that show and couldn't. Were kind of a lost identity. They kind of lost their like edge with that show. I guess is what I'll say. It should have been way edgier. Should have been way raunchier. Because that show always especially had that raunchiness to it that made it kind of weird as a kid show, but very like high quality. A lot of just furry stuff seems to be the thing that adult animation excels with. I don't know what it is. Zootopia was the low point, if anything, for adult animation. Not officially, not the official stuff either. You know what I mean. Not even Paramount could keep their fucking mouth shut about Judy Hopps. Why is it that I feel like with like streaming services, there's always this weird criteria that I pick up on like shows where it has to have like nudity to be an adult animation. It has to have like, not that I'm complaining, like at all. Sometimes they do it really well when it's done well, but it's like they have to have a scene where someone gets high because a bunch of fucking because marijuana is a $1 trillion industry. Like fucking Edge Runners, you just need that. Fucking Arcane, you need something similar. You need cyberpunk colors for your shows. That's Invader Zim had a noticeable amount of that. That new Invader Zim show, it had a noticeable, suspicious amount of that. I started noticing the cyberpunk colors as soon as like I think Invader Zim was kind of the breaking point where I'm like, okay, I think this trend has like overstayed its welcome. It was specifically popular because like future funk playlists of like songs started becoming popular on YouTube. I swear to God, that had to, or like Spotify. I'm not really, honestly, as like a person who's been on YouTube for as long as like its conception, I really don't get the reason for people. I don't really understand why people have to pay for a Spotify membership, like a monthly membership, when it's just like, bro, just buy an MP3 player, download your favorite fucking songs from YouTube with like MP4, with like YouTube converter MP4, whatever that thing was called. Get a VPN of your choosing. I use Mullvad. Um, and just set it to maybe a country of. It doesn't really matter if it's. I don't know how much it matters. If you really want to be secure, I would advise either Albania or Serbia, specifically. But pick your country of choice, pick your VPN of choice, of territory of choice, and just download which your favorite song. YouTube straight up just has people uploading like full albums of just old stuff like Van Halen, like any of the like East Side West Side rappers like Tupac, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Biggie Smalls, uh, the four the four rappers. Anyways, let's cool it down with just a normal race. Garibaldi. I'm gonna take a break. I almost forgot that I was live streaming. Okay, I'm a tiny baby. Okay, okay, hold on. Something does not work. I'm gonna quickly go into the controllers. Just resolve that real quick. Why is it doing nothing? Why is it doing nothing? That took too many attempts. I just test it now. There we go. I had to, my shoving ability, I noticed, was off. I have no idea how many. Ah! Ah! I'm done with it. Oh no! I'm going to do the best one. I gotta do 3 of these races. And for the first 2 races, it doesn't even matter which place you come in. I think 3rd is like the one you're supposed to like not get. It only matters for the final race, which makes like the first 2 races just pointless. At that point, let me focus. At that point, why even bother? Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, I was yeah, my right analog stick didn't have any input set, but my left one, it took like too many attempts for me, and I was like, okay, is the left one already like semi busted if it's like struggling to accept these inputs? Oh, Briar. Ah, there it was. Oh man, that was luck. Gimme, gimme. Please, oh please. Oh! Also, this game's rubber band AI sucks. I'm gonna say it. I have to say, it's really not good. I was playing this game on another PC that I had, and not doesn't have a graphics card as strong as this one that I'm playing it on. Man, I can't. But I had another PC that I was playing this on, and like the AI was just fucking glitching the hell out, and I had no idea if it was like the BIOS I was using or if it was the ROM I was using. But every time I bumped into a racer, I don't know if you're gonna see a repeat of it happen with this one. This one seems to be significantly better. It was they were just like every time you bumped into a racer, they would just like spaz out, like like just like a Gary's mod, like a fucking Gary's mod model or something. Except without the ragdoll, they just start flying across the map, bouncing around. Sometimes that'll happen to you as well, like you the player. Hell yeah. Damn. The first time I got question mark, question mark, question mark. That's how you know you're doing good in this game. When the game itself can't even process what you're doing. It just knows big number go up. Like thinking should the game audio be louder? I guess I'm gonna like figure that out by the time after I finish the stream up. I know. The day I never thought would come. Woo. Ah. Ah. A good thing about this game is that you can also just recover. Is that like you can just press select, and if you ever get stuck, it'll do it automatically as well. but you can like recover very instantaneously. It's like very instantaneously, which is already like a step up above Mario Kart on like every level. This game's better than Mario Kart, even though the AI isn't the best. Like the stuff you can do in this game is just insane and complex. Ah, why didn't execute? Fuck Yoshi. Oh, can I make? Nah. But I did retain speed. That was stupid. Been abusing. Alright. Yeah. This is definitely a really good game for testing out if your controller is like working or not. Like if you're trying to like set your controller up, you plug it in. I'm still trying to figure out how to save. I guess the bindings I'm trying to figure out. I guess there's a way where you could kind of save files for like each individual game that you play. Maybe. Unless I'm remembering it wrong potentially. Don't ask me what I think about. Don't ever ask me what I think about on the regular. Okay. When did you start make Wolfus videos? Like college. Like around, I want to say sophomore year. It had to have been sophomore year, so that's like 2016 when that would have started. In 2017, it would have went throughout. Yeah. Kind of had a like realization with making like Wolfus videos. Um, Specifically when I did like Game Grumps, JonTron related stuff with them, where it's like I made those videos like during kind of the peak of like JonTron memes and whatnot and Game Grumps popularity, and then like that sort of like really unfortunate series of circumstances, which I in in hindsight I've like come to conclude I don't really glorify stuff. I don't really like to glorify like essentially what happened with John, where he just went to a live stream, said racist shit, literally got propped up to say it by like people who would like then sell out to train an AI, essentially. Where like a bunch of skeptics that kind of like pushed him into like skeptics, JonTron's Sleepy Cabin friends, like a lot of people that kind of like pushed him into like saying the stuff that he did, essentially, is how I look at it personally. I always see it in the context of like, none of those people, they're either doing well outside of what they got popular from with like the skeptic stuff, or the reason they're not doing well is because, or it's like their life has just fallen completely apart, and the stuff they tried to retain with the skeptic stuff, they just like would use it with Candid. They sold out to Candid, this like AI training thing. It was disguised as like a social media alternative that they just like advertised and grifted. and then they sold out. It's like the thing I kind of realized is that like I got popular, like I didn't even get like super popular, but I got well known and I built something off of videos where I had fun with stuff that those like reviewers built on like positively, and it had nothing to do with like politics or social stupid stuff. Like the point of that, I feel like the point, it's like at the point where like a lot of old JonTron fans or a lot of like the fans that are like watching his stuff kind of like replaced his old like crowd entirely. This was also something with like Eageraptor as well with Game Grumps. This is with both parties. Their old audience kind of just got like replaced, and it just got like occupied by like literal just bad faith. Just like people obviously joining to like just for the sake of Schadenfreude, of just like and like peacocking and just trying to do it to like obviously befriend people and like make connections. It's like there is nothing about any of that to glorify. Like it doesn't matter like which side of that you're on. That meant something bad for the world. Like people will look back on that like decades after and they'll be like, man, everybody involved with this was an absolute idiot. Was a complete idiot. Like they had no idea what they were doing, and they got wrapped up in something just that's not going away anytime soon. That's for a fact. But in a weird way, much worse, more extravagant versions of the JonTron v Destiny debate have happened since. I was thinking about how Sneeko is kind of an example of that. But he's being like, it's like to the extent where he's just being propped up like crazy. And it's like, let me tell you something with like YouTubers. You cannot trust them. They are not moral arbiters. They do not have your best interest at heart. And education, government are they're gonna get a slice of that cake, whether through money, whether through what power they have. They're gonna get a slice of that cake as best as possible, and it will be at the expense of the little guy. But you never know. Nobody knows what's in store for the world. We're done with the internet Wild West, but amongst it, we've developed the social Wild West. We've traded one Wild West for another. And now we don't quite know how exactly we're supposed to communicate with people anymore. So I guess make up as you will. I think one factor that people are going to be very, 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 very hush hush about, even though it is macro major, like socioeconomically macro major, is the consumption of pornography, and how our culture has developed this sort of silent, this very quiet, silent culture around I guess porn as just an ultimate sort of like series of subcultures that people have been speaking more so in hushed whispers. It's kind of it's replaced religion, absolutely 100%. It's replaced religion. Nobody's going to church anymore. They're just looking up fucking porn. Nobody wants to be open about that type of stuff. They're looking up porn. People are going to be talking about in decades how here's the glitch. Here's the glitch. I'm gone. I'm nowhere to be seen. But in the future, like people are gonna be talking about how Zootopia like 3D artists have like had major tech have done some major technological innovations within the past several years. Have made several Oh my god! It actually affected me finishing and winning the race, getting in first place. Unfortunate, but to undo that, you press select. It's the vision effect. The fact that vision effect is as instantaneous as it is saves this game from being like sluggishly slow. And there is nothing sluggishly slow about this game. But we're gonna be referencing literal like porn artists, like furry porn artists that have like made that have been basal in like making like being influential in like different furry artists taking like influence from people like fucking like Zosh or Jason FX. Jason FX is interestingly in a position where Jason FX is now you could make the argument he's like the most popular furry in the fandom or what could be defined as a fandom, quote unquote. He's the most well-known furry as we know thanks to the Peace Wolf story where he literally he and Kabir, his girlfriend, they were what was it? They were like they played as couple like therapists for Peace Wolf, and then this guy that basically she turned into a furry or he became a furry as they were dating. It's like that type of situation. He kind of just became a furry, but they amazingly that story, their involvement that story would not have been as crazy as it is had they not been involved, had they not played a very significant role in the involvement of it. So essentially, what happened is that Peace Wolf's husband got cucked like super duper hardcore by Jason FX and Kabir, and it was to the extent where he was like allegedly rolling on the floor, like sucking his thumb or whatever, holding the Jason FX plushie like of his OC, of the fucking of his Horner, like in like the fetal position, crying, holding the like the furry plushie of his fucking cuck, of his Horner, of the guy cucking him. And then then that story got publicized. Nobody in that story, by the way, is a good person. I'm just gonna say very upfront. Of the 4 people, everyone there is like a bad person. The biggest victim of the 4 is the guy who probably got cucked because he also had to divorce the wife and they had a child, and then she took full custody of the kids, and then she took full custody to the extent where the only thing she left behind him was a literal Nintendo Switch. He got sentenced to soy. He got sentenced to soyism. He got sentenced to becoming a soy boy. A divorce so fucking horrendous. He got sentenced to becoming a soy boy by judicial law. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for the young male in our decadent society, in our late stage capitalist society, as your favorite bread tuber has put it. For every for every utterance of the word late stage capitalism by a bread tuber, 10 more children assault teachers across the United States of America. Truly sad. Truly a loss of the battle of ideas. Truly a loss for the battle ideas. Oh no. Are we in the finals? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious twice? Oh man. Should I reset? What happens if I reset? Does that mean... Don't do this, please. Oh my god, don't destroy me like this. Oh my goodness, please, oh goodness. This is what I mean by saying the AI is kind of a crapshoot. You could just lose very randomly. It's kind of the point where I think shortcuts are kind of crucial in some of these races. I didn't even collect that. I don't even know if I'm gonna land. Please don't. I want to fucking finish first. No! No! It's not fair. Anyways. That's really disappointing. It's kind of a rarity. But when it happens, you get frustrated, especially since these typically do tend to be easy races. Europe. Europa. Venezuelans, begone. Whoa, hoy. I'm feeling very... I'm only just reminded that I'm playing the American version of this game, and that in the European version, you play as, rather than Mac, you play as his literal fucking OC cousin. What is it? He's like a German... He's like an American-German... His American-German, cousin. Who is, who says fun little catchphrases. You would probably find them in the instruction book. If you were an American and if you played this game, the only place you would find, I think it's Marcus is his name, Mark. I forgot what his name was. It's not Francis. Max, Mark, Mac 2, Mac the Second. I don't know why. But he's in the European version as sort of a Mac replacement. You don't get to play as Mac in the European versions. You're stuck with Mark. We'll just call him Mark. I think it's like Marcus. But he's like American German cousin. It's like an OC type of thing. It's like Blood Edge the Steel Edge. Bryson the Blood Edge. Hey Bryson, get the fuck off my laptop! But, yeah, that's a weird localization thing. What are you doing? I'm gonna... When the second race begins, I'm gonna just reset it real quick and test if it, like, resets all the venues. Or, like, all the heats. Not venues. All the sets, all the stages, all the phases. What are terms? All I know are synonyms of phrases. that I attempt to recall. I don't know how to set this up. This stage design, I wish it was so much better. These trees in the way. Yeah, this is like the stage design is this game's biggest. This is biggest weak point. Okay, please. Please land. Oh my goodness, that felt like luck. That felt like luck. What? Yeah, yeah. The AI, the AI. Look at this. Like me playing this on an emulator was confirmation that no, the NPCs in this game, they just bounce around. They just literally bounce around. Like whenever the RNG feels like it. Whenever it just feels like it, they just bounce around. When it depends where you are on the stage. It depends how high you are in the air, I guess. Oh no. It's probably more of a crapshoot with stages like Tokyo Megaplex. I haven't replayed that stage in a while, doing the races. Come on. Unfortunate. Land. I fucking.
I am fucking.
Oh, well, maybe next time. Gotta remind myself. I'm gonna reset. Yeah. That felt like luck. Oh dear. Gets stuck in the border, doesn't finish, and gets beaten by everyone else. Okay. We're gonna reset. Okay, it just resets the heat. So it doesn't mean it for every other race. So, okay. If that ever happens where you're like, So I should have just like, oh no. If you ever like are at the third race and if you're ever gonna come in like second, just reset it. You'll probably be doing that a lot with Aloha Ice Jam in particular. No, I don't like being caught behind. I'm going to. I live to die. Ha. Ah, the cameras. This is a glitch. This is not supposed to happen. This is genuinely not supposed to happen. I'm gonna. There we go, Eddie. Good to know you're out of my life. Yeah, this emulator, what? I guess it's the ROM? Where? Forgot. I don't pay attention to the websites I get these ROMs from. Maybe I should. Heard there's like, you gotta be kind of careful with. You gotta be careful with which website you go on because sometimes the same day like a website gets taken down, like an imitation one props up, and that one could just have like a bunch of like spyware on it. Yeah, the camera is doing some funky stuff. It's not supposed to be. This camera's not supposed to be the way it is. Now I'm racing at the moment. Cool. Also, that is some... Okay. You gotta take shortcuts, it seems, in some of these races. Like Snow Dream, it looks like you just have to take shortcuts. Wow. No, land it though. At least you landed it. I got my monkey's paw. Got my monkey's paw wish, boys. Okay. Camera's all Scrooged.
I don't like it. I don't want to continue.
At least you can like reset a heat, especially since this rate, like this one stage in particular, is pretty long. Like when I was doing show off, I almost ran out of like. I like rushed through the final part of the stage where it had those ramps. Like I just sped through it, and I think I had 15 seconds left when I got to the finish line. This is a long stage. And yeah, you can see the AI being funky again. I think this has like the most blatantly worst like rubber band can't even hide it AI I've ever seen in a like racing game. Oh dear. Hell yeah. Come on. Come on. Okay. Slide the needle. This is how you catch up with everybody. Just do it the fun way. I don't even know why they put the taunt you like that. You gotta like time your... I guess you have to pick a different side. But it's not hard to just do what I did and just like... Everyone's falling behind now.
Ha! I couldn't stand a chance.
That next time is now. Yes. Oh, don't no. No. Oh, yes. It's like a 5-minute stage. It's 5.5-minute stage. It's like 11 sets of 30 seconds. Ooh. I play very aggressively. There are no friends! Canonical or otherwise, there are no friends. Only comrades. No friends. Comrade only. I am not friendly. Maybe Jesus was a hippie adjacent. Maybe Kojima is Jesus Christ of the modern day. And he will be crucified for being a false prophet. That sounds pretty based. Not gonna lie. Wow, I just cheesed that very insignificantly. Booyah. Bialu. Yeah, apologize if I just start saying weird stuff. I've been studying phonology by just reading studying other languages, by just going on Wiktionary and just studying the phonology by reading International Phonetic Alphabet 2020 edition. And I've just been comparing and contrasting sort of the phonetic symbols between different languages. So I've been learning enough like Portuguese to the extent where I can claim that Lucio is racist. Lucio from Overwatch is super racist. It should be pronounced Luchu. Luchu. Luciu. Luciu? I still have to I haven't studied it in a while. Brazil. I haven't studied Brazilian Portuguese in a while. European Portuguese is even harder. I'm just curious about how Brazilians pronounce shit. I used to live in a Brazilian dominated neighborhood for like a year. I think I had the best like hamburger there in my life. It's literally just like a hamburger. It's like a super large hamburger. And it has like the typical like patty, like buns, and then like cheese. Start adding like other forms of cheese. They add like what is it? Like onion crisps. They add like what is it? They add like an egg. They add like a slice of ham, potato like shredded potato chips, like all the onions and like all the vegetables. It's like this super large they're like they're like signature like burger sauce. It's like this really delicious burger. Like this genuinely delicious, like oversized burger that makes like McDonald's have a run for its money. I think the last time I've ever like eaten a McChicken, the last time I've ever had a McChicken from McDonald's was when I had a lukewarm McChicken. Oh my! And that was the last time I ever. That was the last McChicken I've ever had in my life. That was the point I stopped liking McDonald's because that was when I was like, because like the heat that you would normally, the heat disguise like in the patty, it like disguises the goopy texture. So like eating that without the benefit of the heat, you're just eating like it just feels like slime. Makes you just it's just and on top of that, you just feel it. You just actually feel evidently like sicker. Like maybe it's just me growing up on like mostly organic based foods, like Jimmy's, the gorilla cereal, that became like a meme. And I think something awful 4chan. I have not caught up with those cultures. Don't quiz me on stuff that I'm not gonna be good at. A lot of people that like a consistent thing that I hear from like 4chan types, I guess, or self-described, which like take that with a grain of salt. People can lie about anything. Is that the culture kind of died after like 2006, between 2003. I kind of hear between those numbers, maybe between like 03 to 09 is when like people would describe when their culture died. Although it died even harder. Something I can definitely tell you for a fact is that however dead that culture was, it died even harder. Like during that like post 2016 period. I guess like one story that would be an example of that would be what is it, Reiko, um, who literally he himself noticed it. A lot of his gay ops, his Catboy gay ops, for turning men R9K users into just femboys. was pretty much just based on him literally just noticing that the entire culture around him was changing, and him just like going like existential crisis mode, just full panic response mode, just not knowing how exactly he's supposed to fucking react. So it's just like he just notices that people are being like changing, that things around him are changing, and he's kind of just like he's noticing where trends are like going, and he's just kind of like following suit. And so a bunch of like him just starting like Discord gay ops through 4chan, turning like men into like women, forcing them to take HRT, getting them addicted to HRT was I guess just like his like counter response to all the like incel shit, like the chin posting, like all that stuff. That he kind of talked about it. I gotta watch more interviews with him because the one thing that you do have to keep in mind is that you have to take what he says with a grain of salt because he fucking lies a lot. So a lot of what I'm saying is just based on how he's described it. It could just be a mixture of other stuff, other factors as well. Very likely, it's just it's like a subconscious mix of a bunch of factors. How do I jump that? 20. I think there was some underlying stuff. People within that 2016 period were still trying to kind of like go by the like. Yeah, gaslighting is such a joke. It's so funny, guys. Like gaslighting is such a knee slapper, and people were trying. That was their copium. That was kind of the copium of the 20 of like the mid 2010s, late 2010s. Oh, just a joke, just a joke. Us wanting to wage war on each other. Such a knee slapper, guys. Like like us hating each other, us genuinely wanting each other, just like delived. Such highbrow comedy, such highbrow. The idea of war is funny. The idea of your family just being bereaved and defiled. That's so funny. The possibility of you living every day where some incident, your friends and family, your kith and kin, whatever, like neighbors or like loved ones, like relatives you grew up with, just like turning on you or turning on each other, being divided, like turning on each other. Such comforting thoughts. It's so funny, so funny. I guess no, it wasn't super. People noticed like stuff was going on even before that 2020 period where it was just full mask off. We want to wage war, type shit. Like this is a culture where you're all involved, type of shit. It's kind of to the degree where you still don't know how exactly you're supposed to process stuff. I don't think I think most people in the world still I kind of see it in the ways of like there's people in this world, there's probably more people in the world that do not know how to process this, that still that probably don't know how to process it even more, that have less of a grip compared to like maybe people around you or me. How will you like continue on? It feels like options are just getting limited against you. How do you function? How do you talk to people? What are you supposed to do to talk to people? it's kind of like a crisis that has been kind of building up within society for actually a pretty long time, decades. Like even before we were born, this has been stuff that has been like it's always been around. I guess in a way you could see it as like the nothing ever happensism of like we're just seeing the new wave of like cycle of what we've seen for the past 50 years playing out. It's just that it's at a higher level of like it's at a more extravagant level of over the top. I guess you kind of that our past 15 years or 55 0 years are what you kind of have to navigate the world based on. Maybe that'll get you by. It's just that it'll even despite that, it still hurts. You could be right about stuff. You could be right about trends that have been like happening like every 50 or so years, and it could still fucking hurt. You could be very knowledgeable about this type of stuff. It's like it hurts because you want to expect better from people. It's that mindset. You wish you could expect better from people. You want to see better from people, and like the romanticized image of like a team of like internet indie game developers, like a band of people, that's a total myth. Like they just make infinity money and they're just like super chill with each other. This like or content creators, oh it's this like cool like it's this cool club. That's a myth. That's as much of a myth as like Instagram photos, like where people are just happy. 90% of those people are probably way more miserable than you realize. The idea of them hiding it, if anything, is probably more terrifying. It's like you can't post any like hunting photos because you can't do any accomplishments. The most you can praise of an accomplishment is literally like posting art on a social media website, and even then, that's starting to fall apart. It's getting actually ravaged by people. I gotta reset those. You're starting to see like artists like being ravaged by a very strict, very brutally strict type of culture that wants to regulate and legislate and quantify the material value of character designs. It's like that's the appeal of character design at the moment. If it looks too similar to someone else's character design, an artist can just sue you. You could have never met this artist in your life. They might just push a lawsuit on you, and that culture is being put. And the fact that that culture is being pushed is that should terrify you. Like let me tell you, with like most artists, like there's art like there's a lot of really stingy like artists that like you could send them fan art of their character, they might just talk shit behind your back. I've had that happen to me firsthand. I sent fan art to this like literal like either CalArts student or CalArts industry student that was on Twitter. One day I sent fan art because I want the thing with like Twitter is that you can is that sometimes like popular artists will just like they'll retweet your fan art, and sometimes artists would just get popular through, especially if it's an animation, they would get popular through doing some sort of fan art or fan animation. There's like a point where I was falling off of like video making and more so just doing pictures, but I made fan art of a character. I think I did a video and fan art, but this of an OC. It was like a squirrel OC who was a girl who liked tanks. It seemed like a was like a Tank Girl tribute or something, but what is it? I made fan art of their character and I sent it, and I think they gave me a like, but before they gave me a like, they had a live Picardo stream, and I went to the Picardo stream, and then they were just they said they were talking about the fan art they just got, and they did not like it. They had cringed. Well, all they said was the boobs looked rocky, and that they'll talk about it in the Discord, which is a very, very telling type of thing of like, okay, I know what this is. So this is a fucking like cool kids club. This is just something you can just like it's like the thing with doing fan art for people is that you'll have like artists that'll just retweet it. I'm not doing well with this race at all. I'm just gonna reset. But like sometimes you'll send fan art of a character, they'll like it and retweet it because it's like, oh cool, I get fan art. And but there's like some artists that are like definitely conscious to the degree where it's very, very clicky. Where like with the John Bob people, like his friend group, his little band of artist friends who are all horrendously bad people, who I wish they got the industry blacklisting treatment. In a normal, sane, rational, functioning world, they absolutely would get like every last one of like any artist who was like associated, who had a piece of like whose character was ever featured with John Bob. The true justice in this world, they need to be blacklisted from any piece of like art industry. Period. There, you just can't like let that escape. You can't let a reality like that play out like ever. You can't just excuse like people literally instrumentally like propping up a guy who literally who was who literally gave John access to minors to flirt and groom with. They literally are the very reason. Seriously, they're the very reason they gave him minors to groom. And these are artists who literally do the high school clique thing of literally they just have a blacklist. They have a secret Discord where they have a blacklist of people where they literally exclude you from talking to, where if you talk to any of them, they would put you on the blacklist, kick you from their group. Like it's like art Twitter is not a thing. Like when people say it's like a fucking well, when people say like art Twitter is a club, when people say art Twitter is a club, it's like, yeah, they can just reject you for like deliberate like aesthetic choices sometimes. Deliberate aesthetic choices. And that's the industry, that is the production line industry in a nutshell. They can exclude you from their group over literal decisions, over aesthetic deliberate decisions that they do not like. If like they do not like cuteness in character designs, they will literally not hire industry people if you literally draw cute designs. There's no way that's not the case. There's like no way in hell that's not the case. I mean, that's a point of contention with like DEI, with artist. I don't know what the other thing's called. EFGs, ESGs. Like with Pokemon Go, there's a really unfortunate update they made where they made the characters, they like deliberately made the characters look uglier, like the creative characters. Man, this is just not. When did this become over the top difficult? This stage was always like hit or miss with like you either win or lose. Looks like I'm not gonna win. Looks like I'm not winning, unfortunately. Yeah, this is bullshit. Seriously. Seriously. The more I do this stage, the more I learn. But that bias 100% exists in the industry where they will literally exclude you. Where they will exclude you if an art aesthetic is not of their pleasing, like at all. I think cuteness in terms of like exception making would be like Cats. It explains why like Lackadaisy is like a successful pilot. But it's like it looks like a lot of people are starting to make their character designs actually look cutesy again. So it looks like whatever industry or standards are being pushed, like by like CalArts especially, it's probably gonna get like replaced by. I'm just gonna call it like the Zosh art style. The Zosh art style, the super refined, very conventionally attractive looking, cuckold friendly art style. Fun times. I'm gonna absolutely regret things that I've publicized on the stream. It's gonna be legendary, boys. I'm gonna boost equals your mom. I just want to make a further than third. Looks like I never quite make it. What is going the fuck on? I don't know what it is. Where am I fucking going? I have no idea what I'm doing. World Circuit isn't even really like locked by difficulty. Like you can't really choose a difficulty for World Circuit. You're just doing a race how it is. Seriously. I'm like at that mercy where I just want to give up after like even after I actually make it third. Oh man. Where do I go? Where do I go? I'm trying to see if there's like shortcuts I could potentially take advantage of. You have to like grind. It's like this part I get stuck on, and I always come in last. Every other part is fine. Please don't hit. How do I... Seriously. I'm just gonna try to take more shortcuts. Like, what is going on up there? Well, if only I had access to that shortcut. Yeah, I don't remember struggling as badly with this stage. Seriously? Why? Why did you have to put that sign there? We're setting up. Why'd you have to put that sign there? Like I said with the stage design, if it's like miss, it can be very, very miss. Like with certain sections, especially like obstacles in the way. I think my general consensus of the stages are just like there's too many obstacles. Too many obstacles in the way. Like I didn't even know what that was about. Like what's going on here? That was luck. to guess that. I guess now that I know, I should stop being prudent. Nobody likes prudes. It's like way too something awful. Prudence is a something awfulism, and we don't allow that. We don't need that in our lives. Are you serious?
What were they thinking?
Is that even a shortcut? Was that even a shortcut? Jump, dude. Jump, jump. Jump! How do I... Okay, that was luck. That was also just luck. I think that's where I get caught up. Okay, Rubber Band AI is having a... Rubber AI is having a doozy. Be having that doozy. How do I... How do I land? Ah, is this? Yes. How do I? No! Go! No! Go! Go! That was 4 drops! That was too much. When the stage design is like easily the worst aspect of this game, like by far. Please. Oh my goodness. A lot of please. Dear Lord. Oh! I pointed my board and I still fell. It's a very religious experience, this game. I just demand. Am I still on the second race? I get so caught up. Am I still on the second race? This sucks. This one part, you just get caught up in. It's like you have no control over it. You just have to you just have to pray. You just have to pray. You just have to just be lucky. Like this one, you just have to you just have to accelerate through. We're looking for third. I just want my third place. Please, oh goodness. Give me third. I just ask for third. That's all I demand. I do not remember being like stupid with this game. I demand third. There we go. There we go. We got third, and I'm tinier than I was. I'm a manlet now. Me be manly. Fun. No. Okay, that was the shortcut was pointless after. Yep. We were setting. We strong and we strong arm in this race. We find a strong arm. Okay. Okay, please. Okay. Thanks, brother. I am going to break this landing. No! It's not fair. Oh. Okay. Seriously? playing with my fucking life. Please. Good job. Truly the showstopper. Please make it. Oh dear.
I kinda hate to make it.
We're just gonna go through the tunnel this time. Easier to just land a trick. To get some acceleration out of it as well. Like, significantly easier, as I seem to be figuring out. I guess that was the problem. Fundamentally, I just kept taking the red path rather than the tunnel. I am very close.
Damn.
It was like, should have fucking paid it. Just recalled the Squidward dab meme, where like the point of contention was, why didn't they pay him? They just fired him. And then they, like, Nickelodeon, like, sold merch of the meme anyways. Like, the guy got fired for essentially being outed. Come on. That's not fair. This is silly. I don't like this. This glitch is the worst. Yeah, you know what? Your glitch is stupid and so is your game. So is your stage. Look, I'm gonna come in last. Would you look at that? I think that was a shortcut. I'm figuring out new ways to lose this race. What a shit show. I'm sad. I don't recall like struggling this badly with this like race in particular. Maybe I don't ever like recalling like struggling and fumbling this hard with this stage. I recall having a lot of fun in particular. Seriously. I recall like the next stage, Mercury City. That one was fun. Even if I would lose a lot, it was fun to just do that one repeatedly. Please, are you this is bullshit. This actually makes me just not want to play the game, even though I'm far in this. I'm already balls deep as they put it. Look at that. I did a good job. It's like where's my? I need to take advantage of these shortcuts. If I went down that other path with the same issues just start transpiring, I think I literally started doing good when I took that path. Maybe I'll try that. A lot of different ways to beat a stage in this game. That's a huge benefit I'll give. The shortcuts can just be absolutely hard. Alright. I feel like I have to write stuff down and recall the specific processes of like what makes like a stage work. I'm about to be okay. Don't cause problems now, please. Don't cause problems. No, 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 no. Okay, that was 3 smack dabs. Okay, maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. That shortcut just seems to be the point of contention for me to do this race well. It's the grinding section at the end that also throws me off. Okay. I don't like this. How do I make these jumps? How do I cheese this race? Bye? How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay, this might be a shortcut, like coming up here. Go! 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 Okay. How far is too far? Okay. I caught up, but I still lost, unfortunately. I don't think I struggled this badly with this stage. The AI, if anything, is struggling. It's struggling, but it's winning through its struggling. I'm just trying to find that one part of the stage that makes me go ahead of everybody else. Like this part. Or not. Crapshoot. You gotta like take a bunch of shortcuts. I guess I don't have enough speed. Is that the issue though? Seriously? Yeah, I'm just gonna cut ahead of everybody. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of y'all. No, stop catching up. I don't like that. No, stop catching up. I'm getting ahead. Is there... I gotta time my jumps very particularly as well. No, and I gotta time my turns very particularly as well. Why am I getting frustrated? This is what, the 11th attempt or whatever? I just want to go ahead of everyone. I feel like I'm being rejected. Okay. Yes. And then the second one. And I missed. Jeez. You get punished hard when you miss that jump. Let's take a look. Like, is that a shortcut to my left? Yeah, I don't know how to make these jumps. I don't remember the AI being like this aggressive. I don't know. I think I do remember struggling with this stage sometimes. But I'm like, seriously? AI can just be a crapshoot? Very unfortunate. Yeah, look at that. Bullshit. How do I... Do what you do good. Best tricks. Fun little... Thanks, bro. I'm gonna hit you in the next race. Maybe another point of contention is that... Other point is that sometimes I just have to take all the right paths. That could be a scenario. Picking up on a pattern. Starting to pick up on a pattern. Avoid that. Because I'm not... Guess I just have to be... Okay, that works as well. Oh, baby, okay. Now I have to do that. I caught up. No. 2 people are ahead of me. And now everybody's ahead of me. Okay, what do I do to catch up? Blah. We're gonna speed up, catch up with everybody, see what happens. Okay, I fumbled. That should have been the opportunity I made the trick. Okay. What? No, make it, please. That was stupid. Oh my god, it is warfare. They are fighting. This AI is fighting. This is like the hardest. This AI is like the most aggressive I think I've ever seen it. Maybe that might be like an issue. Give me the. Give me the. Give it. 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 Oh no! I need to have it. I need to have it. I need this. I need this. I need this. Please, oh please, oh please. I need this. Go! Get in! Yes! 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 Just barely made it! Okay, we're gonna go hard on the speed. Okay, we're gonna go a little hard on the speed. That might have also been an issue. That's probably another reason why I struggled. Aloha Ice Jam. Oh man, I picked the wrong time to update my speed. Whoa. Okay. That is just... There's a lot of these moments where what you hit, like after you play this for such a like very concentratedly high amount of time and just mess around with all the controllers, you're just hitting random BS that shouldn't even like stop you. Where it's like, why am I being stopped every step of the way? Is beyond me. Oh. No. That was nice. I do not like looking back at what I talk about on... I don't like to look back at what I say, even though it would probably surprise me if I did, because of the fact that I refuse to look back at the amount of times I say something regrettable. Define regrettable. You can't say regrettable things. If you said something regrettable, wouldn't that be the same thing as admitting that magic is real? Magic is real, everybody. Magic has phonetic properties, it has literary properties, it has orthographical properties. Magic exists in things like flags, it exists in things like books, maps, communication, letters, human speech, birds chirping. Magic is everywhere. You just have to find it in the right places. Sometimes these races get so like repetitive for no good cause. Define neutrally. Oh no. This is unfortunate. Imagine if all parks looked exactly like this. You could snowboard down it and there's shortcuts. Imagine if that's how everybody literally traversed. Go down a hill in a business suit. What time? Oh no. That was... I'm just sad. I'm just upset. How do I land this? Please land this. I'm gonna cry if you don't. I'm starting to think the speed might have contributed to me losing that race. I guess it's like adjusted to like upgrades that you get. I really do have to like look back at the audio quality to make sure. I barely tested this out. I just got this microphone recently. There was a for the new PC that I got. Like for this recent PC that I got, it had a USB-C input, like just one little input. That's what I'm using for the microphone. Probably built for microphones, if anything. It's a silly little setup. It's nothing crazy. Okay, that just felt like luck. All right. I'm having bad thoughts. Honestly, the bad thoughts I'm having, I'm probably in a better position compared to other people with bad thoughts. There's people with bad thoughts where they just never stop doing the bad thoughts. Where the bad thoughts are an oppressor. What am I supposed to talk about? Nothing interesting happens in my life. Aside from playing these games, aside from the fact that I just got like a new PC. I'm trying to think if there's any other type of like streaming I want to do aside from like gaming. I know I have like a lineup of games that I would be happy to play on stream. Oh, dude. Okay. That was one of the weirder types of landings where I didn't land, but I retained my gravity. Okay. YTF. This is... Never be guilty for liking things. You should do live streaming and enjoy things with others. What am I doing? What am I doing in this game? I think I just did a dab. Okay, I'm gonna. There we go. A lot of this playthrough has been me just hoping that my landing doesn't like fumble. It's been like that's like every point of contentious like suspension for these like SSX tricky playthroughs or just this one playthrough. I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back to this game and stream it to people. Yeah. Cool thing I like about this stage is that it definitely looks super duper like an East Coast type of city. It's obviously supposed to be based on like a tri-state city, Mercury City. Somewhere like Philly, New York, I don't know, like Burlington, Vermont. Let's finish up. It's really weird to kind of live near like a really big river. You never think about like a really big river. Nobody really thinks about the idea of like a giant river. If you think about it, they think of like a river that's like the width of like at most a school bus, like the length of a school bus in terms of width. Nobody thinks about like rivers where they just have like they're just big, like they can like they just go across entire like they connect through entire cities and like it takes like by car it would take think of it like a city port of somewhere. It's kind of similar to that, except it's like a river that you have to cross. No one ever thinks about like a big river you have to cross with like a giant bridge per se. Like there used to be the Tappan Zee Bridge near Sleepy Hollow, for example. got replaced by the Mark Cuomo Bridge, and I know like a huge contention of that bridge is that like it's a much like sturdier, more modern, like roomier bridge, a lot more room for cars to pass by, but it's also made because it's made with such like modern type of like foundational. It's made with like a modern foundation. All the like infrastructure is much weaker. Like it can't really last for like a number of decades. I guess the Tappan Zee was just about falling apart. Although it's I guess nobody knows how long they could keep an entire infrastructural like thing like a bridge running for. Please land. Nobody thinks about giant rivers that can just like be like New York City bridge sized, like GW bridge sized. But they exist. There's a lot of them. I guess it depends where you live. If you're not near some like, I guess in terms of rivers, people tend to think of like creeks, like smaller streams. Pools. I do not want to have to reset this race. I am not a fan of having to reset this race. I think after this one, I'm gonna try a different character because maybe I'll do a little high stream. Okay, you know what? I am a perpetual terrorist. My words have killed in the billions, and my words kill more. I guess an interestingly humbling thing to see out of I don't know, culture having this horrifying culture shock that we've never seen precedent in like human history. I guess the one like benefit of it would be that like there are definitely places in the world that have social issues like significantly worse than in the United States, potentially even in Europe. Like I think of like South Korea. Their situation should definitely terrify you. But there's like a news story that a bunch of news stories that are coming out saying that 150 South Korean elementary schools do not have a single class of first graders coming in. We're gonna blast the speed stat. Oh man, it's not gonna go well. Let's try Aloha Ice Jam to see how that works out. We might just get bronze. That might just be what we're gonna strive for, and then we're gonna skip to Alaska. Yeah, it's Alaska. It's just called Alaska. Should have called it Denali, if anything. They called it like Denali. I would have really liked the stage a little better. Cause it's okay. We're done. Oh, okay. That was stupid. This stage is the hardest stage in the game by far in terms of like show off, in terms of races. You're gonna probably be if you want to get gold, you're gonna be redoing the stage quite a lot. This is the one stage everybody like universally struggles on in terms of like trying to get a gold, especially. Seriously, like you just bump around like crazy. Seriously, I did it and I lost it. Okay, that was lucky. A lot of that was lucky. A lot of just that was lucky. Or oh god, or please, or just land, 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 land. Seriously with it. It's like hard to even get a bronze. That's how hard this stage is. It's like how do you alternate? How do you figure that out? It's you gotta be perfect with your jumps. Can I alternate? Like so? No. Oh, I had something going. Oh my god, that just felt lucky. That also felt very lucky. A lot of luck with this. This is a gamble. This stage is a gamble. Whether you make it or you fumble it, it's a gamble. Come on, make it, make it. Oh my god. Not funny. I lost my tricky. Look at, like, not a lot of opportunity with this stage. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, like these signs, it's these signs that are the frustration point. It's these signs that are the super frustration point, like the frustrating point. Are these real penguins or are they just like props? They look like props. Hope they're not real. I just want this bronze. I'm halfway to the bronze. Please land. Please land! Land back! Land back! Land! Go. Make it and don't die on my ass. Oh my goodness. And I was almost there. The Koopas, the Koopas. That's not what they're saying. Make it though. Make it though. Make it though. Where do I... Why would you not... I just want bronze, that's all I ask. That's all I ask. I don't even... This stage is like too hard for me to care about passing it. There we go. Oh... No! I jump inopportunistically. What an unfortunate... That was great! Whatever, get this bronze. I want to do Alaska. I just want to do Alaska. Don't bother me, man. I'm good. It's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing. There we go. We got silver at least. I'm good with the silver. This one after is Sensei. We'll do Alaska. Let's show off we're doing. So you unlock Untracked after you win all the races. A medal, so it doesn't matter if it's gold, if it's bronze all the way through. You could unlock the Untracked after you complete all the races. You unlock Pipe Dream after you complete all the show-off events for the exact same set of stages. This stage can be a definitely huge challenge for a lot of people. It could be kind of challenging to like figure out where to find jumps. That's the real challenge of this stage. Like if you're trying to get like a gold, it's definitely easier than Aloha Ice Jam because you have more opportunity to do jumps. However, this is still definitely still a challenge. You still gotta find those opportunistic jump. You gotta be an opportunist with jumps, like right there. I'm not super sure if it would have been like tricky. Like this is a good place for a jump. This is a good place for a jump, and okay, that would have been a good place. Coming up here, seriously with this, I did an indie air. Like any of these areas, if you have enough acceleration. Maybe right up here. I just want to make it. Seriously. Look at this Dr. Seuss nightmare scenario. Winter Wonderland scenario. How do I make it? Make it at least. And we're just gonna go. Seriously. I lost my tricky. That can happen. That could also happen. What you just witnessed. No. I'm just gonna restart. How do you land that? Now I don't have acceleration. I'm not even moving the joystick. I'm gonna see where this takes me. I just want gold. For this one, I want gold. And these all. Seriously? Oh my goodness. Should have I accelerated? Just land. That's all I ask. Then this has like a secret. Okay, cautious now. How were you supposed to land that, you ask? I have no idea. It's icy. I just want to land! You. This is what I mean by saying I don't like the stage design when it like feels like this like that. Like when there's stuff in the way that just feels like it's in the way for the sake of it, and it actively like it just blatantly hinders your jump for no reason. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a huge problem with this game that I have. Come on! Ah! I put too much speed. Oh, I was trying to like make it. Those are hard ramps to make. Seriously? That's nice. As soon as I grab it. All I ask is to make this land. Just landing. All I ask is not to hit any pointless obstacles that are in the way. It's like too much. Like, okay, that would have been like a fair mess up on my part. It stops being a fair game when there's just like these obstacles in the way. The only reason these stages are like super expert mode as they are is specifically because of these like insanely pointless obstacles. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I think after this, I don't know if depends. Depends. No! Thank you. I was doing so much better that first run. Seriously, land! I messed that. Land! How do I... What am I doing to make this? It's not nice. Maybe this game just gets harder as I get older. It just decides. Yeah, we're gonna make your life a hard. Ah, these ramps are bullshit. I hate every. Oh my goodness. These are. This is frustrating. This stage design is insanely frustrating. I'm gonna be honest. Look at that. Why is that a factor? I didn't know what I was supposed to do there. Like, what am I doing? Yeah, look at that. That's stupid. That's insane. Is that even challenging at that point? Yes? Okay, that's nice. I'm getting frustrated. The childhood games making me mad. Okay. Oh. You gotta commit. Make it? Okay. All I ask is to make. All I ask is for this landing to make it. Yeah, I would not have. Please. No, don't hit things. You. You just decide to go fast on me, and I have to fail. I'm just not allowed to succeed. Look, I didn't know if I was gonna like hit the wall and land it, or hit the wall and not land it. Like, what is this going on? I just want to go off ramps and show off. That's all I ask for. Like, I guess this is part of the challenge, just me bumping into things. Hence, super expert mode. No casualties in these races whatsoever. And delete. You gotta find better opportunities to use the speed stat. Please land. Please land this twice. That's all I ask. Land. How do I do this? No! Everyone's away. Damn it. Thanks. Thank you. Nice placement. Land. Land, please. Okay, this is the easy part. What? No! I almost had it. Fucking lost opportunities every fucking time. Oh my god! I'm frustrated. I'm extremely frustrated. I'm never gonna get this gold. Bad luck. Bad luck all around in this last part. I would have at least gotten one. I would have gotten at least that one. Okay, at least I know how to time it correctly. At least I figured that part out. I just have to consistently retain that. Now I have... Okay, silver. I hate this so goddamn much. This is it. This better mean something. This better mean fucking something, or I'm gonna snap. I overdid it. Land! I did not get gold. So be it. Whee! Is that all I'm dealing with? I got pipe dream at least. Stability. Just save some melody. Am I done with this game? Is that what I think I'm gonna call it. Right here. Maybe next stream I'm gonna set up like a scene. Like I have two scenes set up. This is just a black screen. I'm just alternating back and forth just to show. Yeah, I have two scenes set up. But thank you for watching. For who decided to show up. I hope you had a good night. I will consider doing more of these. I think I'll think about what to stream next. I'll think about what to do next stream, but I wish you all the best. Hope you enjoyed the eclipse, and